Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast. Is that a loaded box in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? That's Kai. My resolution is 1080p. I'm shocked I got that intro done first take. Kai, Happy New Year. How the hell you doing, man?
Doing good. Happy New Year to you too.
D-
Exciting times.
Dude, 2024. Listen, it can only get worse from here.
I know. It's always nice to start. I don't know. In my head, just like fresh, like your card logs are all reset. Everything's back to zero. See how you do for the year.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not the biggest fan of New Year's resolutions. Like, I'm the contrarian who says, like, hey, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to start now. I'm not going to wait till a day of the year. But then my resolution this year was to organize my card log better. And thanks to you, Kai, I actually have set it up pretty well. We'll see if I keep up with it for 12 months because it's important to keep track of your shit. So you guys should do it. Don't be like me who struggles to keep not their books clean, but like every single transaction super duper clear. Put it in writing. It's much easier.
Yeah, that's like my biggest skill is keeping track of books. Probably. I don't know.
I mean,
how it started.
Dude, it's a valuable skill. Listen, I mean, especially as this industry continues to grow, both as podcasters and like collectors ourselves and businessmen. It's important to at least try to set the right example for people. What I've really have learned over the last couple of weeks is there are so many different like journeys and ways to experience sports cards. Like I was trying to split a 1952 Mickey Mantle Topps rookie with one of our friends. It was like a 25 grand card, 25K card. I wanted to split it with him, but also I spent the last week learning about Whatnot and like $5 singles. They're worth $30 apparently on that platform. So there's a lot of interesting perspectives in sports cards, and being open-minded and open to any level of professionalism or industry leader or journey in the sports card world seems to be like super important these days. So
do we have a Whatnot stream in your future coming up?
Here's what I learned. So Whatnot is fucking trash. I'm sorry, it is bad. It really does seem to be the lowest common denominator when it comes to auctioning off items. Now, with that being said, I think there is an opportunity to actually be like an intelligent collector or an intelligent seller of items on that platform, without trying to rip someone off. I probably will try it again. What's interesting, and I could pull up the messages if we needed to. I was one of their sponsors in 2021, maybe 2022. I don't remember. I have to look exactly actually at the messages. I was one of their first sponsors they used. I sold like 30 items. They gave me full value for the items that sold for it. Obviously, the platform has changed in the last 2+ years.
So they sponsored you to go on there for one show and do it for free, basically.
Literally, that was exactly what happened. Yeah. It was fine, but like back then and even still now, like I didn't have the time to. I don't really want to. The reason why I would do it now is honestly, if I sold cards in there once a week instead of playing video games with my friends or hanging out with my fiance or whatever. Okay, make a couple extra $100, $200, and put it towards my honeymoon later this year or whatever else it's gonna be. Hashtag grinding, bro. You know what I mean?
Your first live stream is gonna be a straight MPB sale.
Yeah, that would be fun. What's interesting is I have a 213 card SGC slab, or SGC sub, I should say. Hopefully getting done today or tomorrow. It got delivered there on the 21st. So, with Christmas and New Year's and those holidays, and basically Christmas Eve and New Year's Day being actual holidays too, who knows when I'll get it back. I have sold off a ton of MPB. That honestly might have been my best card move in all of 2023, and it was just stupid dumb luck.
Of all time.
All time is a conversation. In terms of like what I did, like just opening boxes of cards and like having fun and then just grading it because like I liked it, it's definitely up there. I did try to like really reflect back on the last couple of years in sports cards, like New Year's and like all that timing is like good to reminisce. It's definitely up there. It's just so stupid, and I love it to death, and it's incredible. And I think that at least for our sake, the MPB time is only beginning. But it's interesting to note that like boxes we were talking about on StockX in the summer and even the fall, dude, we could buy those for 170 all in. One sold yesterday or 2 days ago for $400.
Crazy.
I think now it's back down to 300, but like someone paid 425, 450 all in for 4 boxes of cards that we were buying for 170 and ripping and having fun. Like, what?
Yeah.
What?
I wonder if it was is there a way to see if it was like the seller listed it for that, or if it was the buyer put in a bid for that?
I'd have to check.
I think it would be interesting if it was a buyer put a bid in for 4 or something.
I don't think I could check that part. I think I could check if someone had listed it for 350 or 390 all in. So just looking at the sales, yeah, there was one sale on New Year's Day for 396.
So that's what, like almost $500 probably.
Like 425 to 440 probably all in, and then one sold today, the second, for 278. So the price went back to normal for the new normal.
And then are there any live or no?
There's one you can buy one right now for 295. So obviously that 401 was a blip, but hey, it happened. Someone paid
for now. It's a blip. In the future, who knows?
Yeah, dude, it's so interesting that this happened. It doesn't really impact anything I do now. I wish I could buy more boxes. I wish I bought more in the spring and summer and the fall. I'm sure you have the same wish, but I opened 250 boxes of MPB. I did fine. Like I'm quite happy.
Yeah, I just prepped my first sub. It was brutal, but it's done.
Why was it so bad?
It just took forever. I don't know. There's so much chrome and not cool stuff that I was grading. I
did not even bother prepping it. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't have either. I mean, a lot of it's like $5-10 cards. I'm hoping to sell for like $30. So
are you doing the SGC $9?
Yeah, sub? I had a couple of the better cards pulled out, but for PSA, but none of them were like insane enough to really go to PSA. I think warranty, $20 submission.
So for anyone who is not familiar with what we're talking about, one of the reasons why, and hello, welcome to the MPP podcast, by the way. One of the reasons why this was so advantageous for Kai and myself and other people who bought MPB, they were running a sale when Bowman Chrome or Bowman Draft came out, I should say, where 2023 and 2022 products that were Bowman, you could grade with SGC 5 to 10 business day return, give or take, at $9 a pop, and this set of MPB Bowman 2022 qualified, and it was awesome. And like I sent a bunch of stuff in. Kai looks like he did as well, and a couple other people. That was a big appeal for a lot of the paper of Roki Sasaki, Yamamoto, and what else people were going to sub. Pitchers that you either know of now because one signed for the largest pitcher deal in baseball history. Ohtani kind of doesn't count there, but whatever. And Roki, who, in my opinion, is really freaking good, and we'll see what happens in the next couple of years. So yeah, we took advantage of that $9 per card sub. It could have gone to PSA, but at $19 and a couple month turnaround, it was just it was okay.
Yeah, I mean, I look at it as it's basically a 2-for-1, right? I mean, would I rather get? I think you made this point in the chat or something, but would I rather get those 2 cards back in maybe 2 or 3 weeks and then sell them, or would I rather have one go to PSA, take a month and a half, 2 months, 3 months, then who knows where they're at,
Yeah, I mean, listen, the one thing that I've had advantage of with the MPB was time. I could not tell you how many subs I have at the moment that are in PSA or SGC, I should say. I just timed it well and it worked. And hey, listen, we will see where this goes in 2024 and beyond. I mean, there is 2023 product for MPB, but who gives a shit? The point and why this was so good was because it was the first year of Bowman, and that's why it worked. First year of Bowman for Japanese baseball. Let me make that clear. Yeah,
it's the first. I think it's the first Bowman Japanese product of any kind ever, right?
I believe so. Yeah, there was 2021 Topps Chrome MPB, which was the first product that Americans care about. Obviously, they had their own products beforehand.
That's the
But
first Tops, probably, right? I would assume.
I believe so. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah,
I know it was the first like Tops product people cared about. It wouldn't shock me. There was like 2006 World Baseball Classic Tops.
those are
But
so
like,
cool in my opinion. I don't know if you've ever
so
seen those.
did you see the World Baseball Classic product that came
I
with the top?
did. I really want to get a box. It looks super cool.
I thought about it. It is, I believe, $70 a box.
Yeah.
Let me just share this information. No, I didn't do this, but I have friends who have.
Here we go.
So this is bad. Don't do it. But hey, listen, I'm just gonna say it because it's unfortunately super clear. You could weigh the boxes and figure out which ones have booklets. Like it's not that hard.
I didn't even know there were booklets in the product.
There are booklets in the product. It's a 1-pack, like 10 card
Oh, it's
per
one
box.
packer. I don't like that.
Well, that's the issue. Like you could weigh those boxes.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, and this is a real throwback, 2015 Supreme Football. So
14.
2014, sorry.
Yep.
They had those jumbo booklets that were randomly inserted into the 1-pack 5-card box, whatever it would be. And they were jumbo booklets, and you could literally feel where it was. I never opened any of that product, but like you could tell.
Yeah.
Because it was just like, listen, if you weighed 100
Those
bucks,
were the ones with the absurdly large booklets, right?
yeah, that's like,
Yeah.
that's really cool, and I love that existed. But that's where people could very easily just weigh boxes and figure it out. Not condoning the behavior. I'm just acknowledging that it is a thing. Don't do it, please. Like, don't be that guy. But
Joke's
yeah.
on you. I just bought 100 boxes. I'm gonna weigh them all.
Yeah, hey, that's weird. Wait, why did they return 99 boxes? Oh, that's strange.
Do you know off the top of your head? I don't know. It's not a huge deal. Do you know if there's like a hit guaranteed in every box or no?
I have to imagine there's at least one auto or 2 autos per box.
Oh yeah, here we go. Find one auto one auto or autographed relic per box. Cool.
Okay. Yeah, so what, $70 a box? And
because I saw a lot of the same people in 2022, the Bowman MPB, because the Team Japan was obviously really good. A lot of them have numbered and stuff in the product.
yep.
So
I mean, that's across all the teams too.
and then yeah, you have all the MLB stars and whatnot. So
And then random guys who played for Team Italy or Team.
yeah, I wouldn't be
Czech
surprised if
Republic.
some of those dudes' cards maybe they aren't crazy, but 15, 20 bucks for like maybe a base or a high numbered card because they don't have anything else.
Yeah, listen, I there is definitely an ability to open not cheap wax because nothing is cheap anymore, but like affordable wax that any collector could reasonably buy. That has potential. Like, listen, I know Prism just came out. I'm not sure the full release is out or just first off the line, and Blasters. But Prism, like football, is kind of ass now, especially with like a lot of the players not having autographs. Those top QBs. Would I rather spend $40 there on a blaster, or get one of these boxes of baseball, which could have a nice booklet in if I don't weigh the pack, and go from there.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. Like, isn't it crazy that this Japanese product is the only box like that's really reasonable to open in the entire hobby?
For 6 months, it was. Now it's not. I mean,
yeah. Now it's not even. I don't know. That's just crazy to me. I mean, obviously there's blasters and stuff, but it's not a hobby box, and it's also some of those are stupid in price as well. So,
dude, listen, we're not too far removed from a time when people were pulling guns on each other at Targets trying to buy boxes of blaster cards. Like, this is not that far away. I noticed some collectors who have only been in this industry for 2 or 3 years. I don't even remember that. But at the beginning of the pandemic, or even going into 2021 too, it might have been a 6 or 8 month period where blaster boxes of cards were so expensive and like people were making so much money. They were like stalking restockers. Someone pulled a gun, and that's like why some Targets and Best Buys don't even carry Walmarts don't carry product anymore. I mean, if a Best Buy did, that'd be interesting. But yeah, like it was legitimately like dangerous for people for a while to like try and go buy blaster boxes, and now they're basically worthless.
All for some Trae Young Prism base.
Was it 20? No, it couldn't have been 2019.
I think it was either 2019 or 2020, right?
It had to be 2020, right?
I mean, it is somewhere around there. Either that or a Ja Morant, which would be ironic because
that would be super ironic. Yeah,
you know.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
We live in strange times. And I think that will always kind of be one of the funnier things that people were literally pulling guns on each other for
It's so
blaster
stupid.
boxes.
So stupid.
Yeah, we
And
deserve any mockery that still comes
yeah,
from that.
we went
Because,
from that to then pulling guns for buying toilet paper.
oh yeah, that was a good time, dude. Yeah, you could have hashtag invested in some hashtag toilet paper and like
I
hand
know.
sanitizer.
If
What
you
a
would have bought up 1,000 rolls pre-COVID, you could have turned that into an MJ exquisite.
I think you would have actually gotten arrested for price gouging people, but
Probably. But
yeah,
yeah, I think it's cool in cards right now. I mean, it's kind of going back to you have to actually be like knowledgeable and good at cards, which is nice.
you have to be knowledgeable about sports cards, but you also have to be like, you have to not just be an NPC. Like, I know that's a weird
You
thing
have to
to
be
say out
savvy.
loud. You have to be business savvy too, but like, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to look at it, prices are only moving based on performance on the field, the pitch, the court, whatever you want to call it, because hey, our market is no longer being only dictated by hype. Maybe that's because some products unfortunately don't feature some of the hottest rookies in the world. But now, if you want to actually buy something and think critically about it, you can possibly do pretty well. Like a market that is smarter and willing to spend more intelligently will probably last longer than, oh, everything going up 40% over a 3 month period. And oh, wait, hang on, wait, people can lose money? What's happening here?
I know. I wonder. I never really thought about, but I wonder if that was like just hit some people crazy when like the whole boom kind of slowed down a little bit and they started losing on cards. I wonder if that like fucked some people up.
Oh, no, it 100% did. One of my favorite accounts to follow, and hang on, I want to properly shout them out, not because I enjoy people losing money, but because it sets perspective, is Five Card Guys. That's their Instagram name. It's super easy to follow. Basically, one of the things they only post is like graphs, not even graphs, just a picture of the card and like its peak price and like 2020, 2021, and then like today. It's like, oh, this is down 80%. For instance, this was from a day ago. This was the Tom Brady Bowman Chrome PSA 10 in January 2021. The card peaked at $24,100. Today, it's worth $6,800. It's down
Just
72%.
the base?
The Bowman Chrome Brady PSA 10 from 2000.
That's crazy.
I know. What was one other example? Can I find one real quick before I do anything else? They have 17,000 posts. That's freaking
What do they just
way
post
too.
every single day?
I have to imagine it's run by multiple people. Maybe it's a business. I don't really know they'd be selling that at that point. They have one more that's relevant. Justin Herbert, XRC, tie-dye, PSA 10. Peaked in November 2021 at $12,600. In December 2023, $2,500. Down 80%. Like, those are obviously two very different examples. But it just goes to show, yeah, people were really starting to lose their ass after years of sustained growth. And remember, that's only 2021. So, I mean, obviously, they're not including 2020 prices there, 2019, before a massive COVID boom or whatever. But as someone who's been in this industry now almost a decade, which is crazy, like, I think I've seen a lot. I mean, there's a lot more that I will hopefully see, and I know you as well. Like, we are beginning to actually have true perspective here, which is really an awesome thing to say.
Yeah.
But what else? What else are we doing? Let me look at my questions, because one thing that had come up on Instagram was a situation with Card Collector 2, Ryan, and a troll, maybe an insider source, who is accusing them of... Dude, this guy's accusing Ryan of a lot of things. Getting loaded boxes from Panini and I assume Topps, to scamming people, to legitimate claims about the PSA subs with Mark's cards. I know Ryan was involved in that in some way, shape, or form. I believe that he was using Mark's card services for PSA, and I believe he actually had to settle like $100,000 of payment towards people. I don't recall the details exactly at this moment in time. I'd recommend you guys just look online for that information. I just know that there was
That's stuff like
some level of
publicly
involvement.
available.
I think Sports Card Radio posted about it. I'm starting to listen to more content creators about the sports card world because while I don't claim to be an authority, I do know that people respect our opinions, which is hilarious. And I want to always be fair. I don't claim to be nice, but I claim to be fair in what I do. And I actually reached out to this person who was accusing Ryan of scamming and getting all these loaded boxes and whatever else. And I said, hey man, if you have information and it is legitimate and credible, come on our podcast and talk about it. I will give you an open platform to talk about it. And they refused to, and that's perfectly fine. I think that they are going to be a troll and that nothing's going to come of it. But also, from the exchanges that I have with this person, they either know me or they're familiar with me because they definitely singled me out and tried to reach out to me as well. Like they started the initial conversation.
Yeah, I mean, we're just gonna. I don't know. I mean, there's no way to know if any of it's even slightly true. I guess until he stops being a baby and actually proves something.
Yeah. So from what I know, he's going to post about it on Wednesday. We're recording this on Tuesday night at 5 p.m. Eastern. Nothing has been posted yet at this time. We'll see what happens by the time this episode goes live.
What's the main claim?
There's no main claim. It's just this person accusing Ryan of like having a connection at Panini that sent him loaded boxes, and then scamming people. But like, there's no proof. It's just some shit posting right now.
I mean, I don't know. It seems very fake because, like, to me, I've watched Ryan's videos before, and like, his boxes aren't always that good when you open them. He's not like fake. I don't know.
I like Ryan a lot. Ryan's been around forever. I respect him a lot. He was an OG when I got into cards that 9 years ago. Like he's been around forever, and I really like him. I think that, and this is an issue with breakers in general. And I'm not the biggest fan of breakers. Like I make fun of everyone. I'm pretty equal opportunist on that. What people don't post often is, if yeah, I'm actually gonna defend Backyard Breaks. Oh my god, wait, hang on. What am I doing?
Oh geez.
If Backyard Breaks does a Panini 1-in-1 case, and the best hit is a Shadon Sharp auto to 99, hypothetically, no one's gonna post about that. But they will post about, they hit the Stephen Curry to 5 timeless moments auto, and those boxes are loaded. Who the hell gave them the loaded boxes? That's rigged. A platinum card break. So I'm also not a fan of. Does an NT basketball break, and hypothetically, because this will never happen, obviously, they pull the Victor NT RPA to 99, which it does not exist and probably never will, because I think Victor is Fanatics exclusive.
I saw that. Weird.
A bunch of them are Fanatics exclusive. In this imaginary world, Platinum pulls a NT to 5 RPA Victor. It's like, oh yeah, of course it's rigged. But if they did a break and the best hit was some top 10 pick who I can't even think off the top of my head, horizontal, not true RPA to 49 pick. Yeah, no, that's not rigged.
Kind of branching off that, I'm pretty sure like none of the top picks are Panini.
No, they're not. I know that Zane South Park was posting about that.
Yeah, I saw. I think Koulibaly, who's like maybe 6th or 7th, is the first guy that's with Panini.
Yep. No, Asar Thompson, I think. One of the Thompson twins.
Okay. Which is
or
crazy.
Both of them.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, listen, I knew about that for a while. I was having the conversation at National, actually. It's crazy that the information is now publicly available, and probably was, honestly, for a while, but I think people were not putting it into perspective.
So that's the equivalent of, like, Stroud. He'll have base and stuff, but no autos.
Yeah, I mean, they'll have base cards and flawless and gem cards and flawless and, like, true rookie cards, but, like... Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the buyers reflect on that. I mean, Prism will always kind of do well, so it doesn't matter. But I don't know what's going to happen with like NT. I mean, we saw this on a very small scale with Ben Simmons back in the day, but guess what? Prices in 2017 are not nearly the same as 2024. Yeah. So I don't know, man. Listen, I hate Panini, and I have said that for a long time. I have no nice words to say about them. I think they were a piece of shit company. I will never defend them. I think that they really took advantage of collectors for a long time. I don't think Fanatics is much better, but hey, listen, I am at least willing to give them some amount of time to make things right within the collector world. That can be 6 months, that could be a year, that could be 5 years. Listen, Panini really has not given me any way to ever defend their actions, and I'm not sitting here defending Fanatics, but yeah, what is the saying? Like the enemy of my enemy is my friend, but like they're both my enemy, so I hate both of them. But I hate one slightly less so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like it should not be as aggressive towards these companies. They are the ones who make the trading cards. Like it should be, if not a good relationship with collectors, it should be at least professional, and it's not. Like Panini just sucked for such a long time, and I don't know. Doesn't make it feel good.
Yeah. I mean, I think COVID was probably, despite it making cards crazy, it might have been the worst thing that ever happened to Panini, because they just got so like basic and just printed. Like, I don't know. I feel like things were better before.
It's hard to say. I mean, Panini was always having issues regardless, but I think once they realized that they had the basketball market and the football market lock and key, they did whatever they wanted, and they knew collectors would pay whatever prices they wanted to. I would have liked to see more of an open competition had a Fanatics came in and made their own unique products, or Upper Deck was able to get a license or whatever, and you'd have two different companies making licensed NFL or NBA products. A monopoly is never a good thing, obviously, but once again, Panini has given me nothing over years of time of not never defending them, but like, hey, what have you done for me lately? And most of it was shit. And Fanatics, obviously, it's not off to a good first step or second step even. But once again, like, I'm willing to give it a pretty long leash because everyone gave Panini such a long period of time and they did nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Doesn't make me feel good. But once again, if anything, I'm fair. So what else is there? We could talk about 2024, like our views on shows and expectations of the year. One other question that came in from Rare Trading Sports Co. Are card vlog YouTubers losing viewership interest and posting less? I think those two things go hand in hand, and we can break that down a little bit more. Did you see a ton of sports card content about the Macau show or anything else really in the last couple of months?
No, and I usually get a lot of like sports cards on my recommended page, but not even just that show, but I haven't seen many like in not I've seen like the PSA reveals and stuff like that boxing, but I haven't seen much content of like a show or in real life anything in a while. It's probably because of the holidays one, but still it's kind of weird.
I mean, I know Mojo was making a lot of content. In fact, he actually shouted us out when he was buying NPB boxes, which is super funny. He spent, I think he spent all of December making like a video a day or something along those lines, or like from then until Christmas, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Other than Jay, like, I mean, he wasn't really posting show content. He was just like vlogging about his life and just like making it related to sports cards, and that's awesome. Good shit. Like, love to see it. But I wonder if it's more of content creators understanding their hobby is getting smarter and they can't do the same tricks. I don't know if people were just like so financially hurt that they couldn't get the clickbait and the thumbnails and all the crazy stuff. It's a weird dynamic. I mean, it kind of relates to my 9 to 5 job, and I work in YouTube. I can tell you, dude, that in the professional side, like I worked for BMW for 4 years, they were hurting. They fired us in October because part of it was most likely budget cuts. Like they were struggling. That's a luxury car brand of, a lot of people, and it was interesting. I think that the issues that we see in the sports car world are just a very small microcosm of what is going on in the real world these days.
Yeah. It's yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you think there'll be an uptick back to the norm in videos like that, or even just like that kind of
I
stuff?
I think it's going to depend on what shows are going on. So like if you look at the first month of 2024, you have Dallas in 2 weeks, which I'll be attending for 3 full days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Thursday, Friday, Saturday, fly home. So not even 3 full days, whatever. You have that, and then you have 2 weeks later, a week and a half later, you have Atlanta, the Culture Collision show.
I forgot about that. I kind of want to
Yeah,
go.
you're gonna go to that?
I don't know. I was planning on thinking about it, and then I totally forgot about it. I have a lot going on, and then what is it? When February?
No, it's early. It's end of January. I'll tell you in a
Ooh,
second.
shit, actually, I kind of want to go. Let me look.
I got it. I'm already pulling up for you. Culture Collision is January 26th to 28th at
Oh,
the
wow.
Cobb Galleria.
I don't even. Do you think that's one of the ones where the hotel will be sold out? Because there's no chance I go if I'm not staying there.
Yeah, I think right now, I think you should be able to book it, honestly. 3 weeks out, people are probably just like chilling. I think it's entirely possible you get a room there. It might be more expensive.
It's $179 a night.
That's not bad. See, they have a group rate.
This is their group rate.
Oh, that's not terrible. It's a nice hotel.
Yeah, it's probably only like a 2-nighter. Maybe I don't even know. Probably 2-nighter. I'll stay. Yeah.
Well, you drive down Friday afternoon, stay there Friday, go there Saturday, and then leave Saturday night or Sunday morning and like catch football.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's not bad. It's how far is it to drive for you?
It's not too bad. It's about 3.5, 4 hours.
I mean, it's not ideal, but like
it's not ideal. But I mean, to me, I'm not like I know you're not a huge flying person. But I'd rather drive that than do the whole airport thing for like 4 hours for like an hour and a half flight.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I don't like driving a ton. I'd rather fly.
Really? You'd rather do like an hour and a half flight with the waiting in line and everything over like a 3-4 hour drive?
Maybe it depends. Like, I'm having conversations with my fiance about going like to Boston or something, and Boston is
That's probably not too far
5
from you.
hours.
Really?
I think it's 5 hours away. Hang on.
Isn't it right next to you?
We have a bunch of like traffic and shit. I'm checking right now how far Boston would technically be from me. And it is, as of right now, 4 hours and 51 minutes. It's 260 miles away. So it's not close.
Yeah.
And like you have New Jersey traffic, New York traffic, and then it probably would actually be not terrible. But I mean, that's one where it's like you could also fly. And it'd be like an hour and a half. So it's one of those where if I was doing that trip, I'd probably lean towards flying. But it also depends on like what I was doing there and how long I was there for.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. Listen, and then you have Burbank is. I know we're going back to the show content, but you have 3 major shows going on in a 6 to 8 week period. So Dallas, Atlanta, and Burbank. There'll be content behind that. There'll be influencers there. Like whoever's playing like the Culture Collision show, I think the requirement is you have to have a YouTube channel. Like,
yeah, you
give or take.
Gotta hype it up.
Yeah, I mean, like. That is like the main draw of that show. So like that will attract people playing in it. That'll attract people being there. It'll attract people filming it. Vlog bros probably like film their friend being there too. So like that will generate a bunch of content. Burbank always seems to elicit a lot of people going and filming and like hanging out and like doing their thing. Dallas is kind of hit or miss with it now, honestly. It's kind of interesting.
Really?
Maybe it was because it was the end of the year. I didn't see a bunch of people filming the last Dallas show.
It had to be because that was November, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why. I mean, I don't know. Was like the normals there or no?
It's I don't think Lucas went. I don't think.
Well, I meant more of like the normal like people that would be filming. Like, were any of them there? Like the main people?
I think I made a deal with Ryan actually, and I was on camera, which is super funny. Ironically,
wow.
I think that was last.
Guy.
Yeah, that was last Dallas show, I believe. There might have been 2, but I think it was last Dallas show. I don't know who else would be filming there. I think Roth was there. I don't think he came by the table. There's some other guys who I've started to see film. I think one is like Great Cards or something like that. Like
Oh,
GR8.
yeah, no, I know who you're talking about. He's cool.
No, he's not. No, I had a nice conversation with him. Yeah, it's great. Oh, great sports cards. Logan Harris. He was super nice actually, and I think he and his girlfriend, he and his wife. I'm not sure. I think last Dallas show, maybe 2 Dallas shows ago, like we had like a half an hour conversation between maybe like Jay, myself, and him. Like it was super pleasant. I don't know if that ever made it into video content. I never looked, but hey. I don't know who else will be filming. Like, what's Stark's name? Matt?
Who?
Why am I not? Oh, Nick. Stacking Sports. Nick Stack. It's actually a good name
Yeah,
for us.
he's a cool dude too.
No, he's super fucking nice. I like him a lot. I met him at Burbank last year. He was a good guy. I'm like not friends with everyone he hangs out with, like friendly, like always super pleasant. Like though I don't think he filmed for that show. I don't know. I haven't seen Sasha in a while. Now the wheels are spinning on like influencer who I'm not, if not friends with, like very friendly with, and like I haven't seen Sasha in like a year.
I haven't seen him since, was he the National?
Yeah.
Was he? That was probably the last time I saw him then.
I think the last time I talked to Sasha was when I moved him my like Fleer 95 MJ. Hashtag flexing, obviously.
Yeah, it's a weird time. I mean, stuff's changing. I mean, people are going in and out. Money's going in and out.
I think that you just like sports cards in this industry is so giving with what it has, but people who do this full time, like you have to find another like side hustle in a way, which is super funny.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
It's so weird to say it out loud too, but like this is people are getting afraid, and whether you're like investing in stocks or day trading in that parallel or whatever else you'd have to do to like make another buck, like it feels like a lot of people are looking for new avenues, and it almost feels like sports cards will gain people from that as a result, or people will end up leaving as a result. It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't really see anything in the near future like getting things back to how they were like 6 months ago.
I mean, 6 months ago is not a fair thing to say. Give me 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, I just meant like even relatively like back to how strong the market was. I mean, 3 years ago, yeah, everything was crazy, but even 6 months ago, stuff was pretty solid. I mean, cards were moving for great prices, but
if you are fearless, you have money available right now to like go put into sports cards, do it. That's not me saying hashtag influence you buy X, Y, and Z, but if you believe this industry will be around for 10 years, 5 years, 15 years, whatever, and I think people who are listening this far in the podcast do, and you have disposable income available to you, and you could buy your grail or something that's like really, truly either rare or expensive that no longer was as expensive, like this is the time to consider it, because even if prices go down in 6 months to a year, if you truly are getting that item that you just need to have for either your collection or a thing or something that just never comes up ever again or once every 5 years, like it's worth considering, because if you believe in this industry as a whole, you just see it as like a small dip and then eventually a gradual increase, give or take. But
yeah,
I don't know. If it's modern football or basketball, that's probably going to take 80%. So like if it's like an actual like rare and expensive card that's like 20, 30 years old, like yeah, I think you'll do okay.
Yeah, even that stuff though, I mean, like it's not even holding up. I mean, some of it.
Dude, how many Brady contenders autos to 100 have we seen?
So many. Even the base were considered to be rare. Like they didn't pop up very often 2 or 3 years ago. I had one, I think in 2018, 2019, 2020. But now, I mean, even the base are one a day popping up on my Instagram, Facebook. Like it's all over the place.
These cards are no longer rare. They're just expensive. Yeah. And even then they're getting less expensive.
But how does that make sense though? Like the same amount of them were there.
I think one of three things is probably happening. People either lost their asses or are trying to like recoup money. People are getting out of sports cards, or they have debts they have to pay.
Yeah.
Like, these cards used to be actually rare, and they would come up for auction once every year, once every 6 months. Now, dude, it feels like every single auction house has a Fleer 10 MJ available. Every single auction house has 2 LeBron James exquisite patch autos. Even though they're not limited logos, there's some kind of exquisite patch auto. Every auction has 4 Kobe Bryant patch autos. Dude, in Golden's last auction, their elite auction, I was being on the PSA 1 mantle with our friend Mikey. There were 3 mantle 52s in that auction. Are you freaking kidding me? Who the hell does that?
Yeah.
Like, it was a 5, a 4, and then that 1. And there's another one. There was that miscut 1 in the auction too. So there were at least 4 52 mantles in an auction. Who the fuck approves that? Why are you doing that?
I don't know. I wouldn't be happy if that was me.
Like, I know the mantle did relatively well compared to where the art industry is, but like, when I was checking comps for this house, when we were researching this with Mikey, it was like 27K, 25K, and our top bid was 20, which is not a strong offer at all, but it just goes to show, like, hey, is a 52 mantle in a 1 in a good condition, like, is that falling? Is it going to go under 20K? Like, do we try and like be one step ahead of the industry here?
Well, that card had such a fast rise up though, like a year or 2 ago. That, I mean, it was always a grail to most people, but the amount of people that wanted one in the last year or 2 is insane. And then now I don't know where the market's at exactly relative to then, but it's just crazy.
For reference, I want to see what this went for because it just ended. So the miscut one that I was talking about did 20 grand, and the normal one, the normal one did super well actually, did 29. So it actually went above the last couple sales, but it was like it was somewhat nicely centered, had somewhat nice coloring. It was a very nice one.
Okay.
But so that actually bucked the trend. But like, you can have a conversation like, hey, these 52 mantles were going down. Is there one that we could snipe? And while we didn't win it, it's a conversation to have.
Yeah.
Like,
for sure.
We're in a weird world these days, man. And auction houses are not your friend. They will run whatever they can because the house always wins. And I've said this before a few times. I don't want to run anything at auction. I don't want to buy anything at auction either because, like, then I'm setting a public comp for myself and people are going to use it against me no matter what.
Yeah.
Like, on a mantle like that, it's a little different because it's like, all right, yeah, cool. I know what I bought it for.
Yeah, I mean, the only single way that you can buy something on an auction, resell it, is if you're doing some sort of grading to it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, it's a death sentence. Unless, like, there's always the one-offs where, like, you can buy it and resell it, but 99.99% of the time, everyone's going to use the comp against you, so it's pointless.
Dude, I bought a Kobe Bryant Prism Auto today, PSA 1010, from Joey, Cubs Collector 22. He's been on the podcast for a while. Love Joey. Joey's great. And while we were comping cards from the deal, he was like, hey, man, listen, I was doing research into the lot. The Kobe sold today, PSA 10, but like it was going off sticker, and it sold at 9 a.m. at auction for like $1,600.
Oh, wow.
Or like $1,675. It was lower than the last BGS 9.5 sale. Like, all right, cool, no problem, man. Like, here's what I can do for you. One of two things, because we're friends. We can call it either $1,750 value, because I know our friends I know people who comp cards are fucking assholes, and like we'll use that comp against me, or like we can remove it from the lot. And he was like, hey man, like no, like let's be real, like let's call it 2K. You're gonna pay $1,600 for it, and you're still gonna make money. I'm like, yeah, I know, but like unfortunately, I know how people think when they make deals, and unfortunately, I have to at least start this way.
Yeah.
And then I bought it at 2K value, so I paid 16. I'll sticker it at 2K, and then we'll go from there. Someone's gonna be like, "Yeah, the last sale at $1,675. Did you look at the card? And were you bidding on this at 9 a.m. in the morning? No, you weren't. So shut up."
Yeah.
It's just
nice. Well, it's nice to have people like that you're friends with that are reasonable about it when you deal.
I would rather give my friends money every single time, because like while I'm a believer that like in order to win someone has to lose, like I would rather always give my money to people I genuinely like, because to me that is the ultimate side of I want you to succeed. I want you to stay in this industry. And I don't like to give money, and I don't like to continue to support people I don't like. I'll take their money all they want. Listen, I could hate you. You give me full comp or full ask on a card. Yeah, I'll take your money all damn day. And I'll silently think to myself, I hope you lose on it. Because I might not like you as a human being. And like,
Yeah.
whole different conversation. But I will not spend money with you if I don't like you.
Yeah.
My piece of shit? Yeah, probably. That's okay.
No, I mean, I agree. There's certain people out there where it's like, I'll sell you this overpriced card, but I'm not buying anything from you, you know?
Like, that, you can make all the memes you want. You can shitpost all you want. What ultimately comes down to the end of the day is like, hey, would I give this person my money? If the answer is no, then it doesn't matter. They could do whatever they want. If they want to pay me money for stuff, awesome. If I'm not willing to spend my money with them, then that is the only way that truly matters at the end of the day if I don't support what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's think about this. We have an exciting year ahead of us. I know we've kind of gone twisting and turning through it. What do you think, Kyle? I mean, you are now freshly out of school. You've graduated, what, 6 months ago, 8 months ago at this point?
Yep.
Like you're beginning to work, like you're beginning to enter the workforce. As a young collector with the financial ability to travel as you wish, what do you see your 2024 like show calendar being like? How much do you intend on traveling and like being out in the card world versus like previous years?
I think I would like to do Atlanta. I think I would like to do one of the Florida shows. I've heard mixed reviews of like they're like Tampa or like somewhere over there.
Yep.
I'd like to try one of those, but I've heard mixed reviews, like I said. I definitely want to do at least one Dallas. Dallas is an easy flight. You guys are all there usually. Yep. It's a good time. Obviously the National, and then I don't know, maybe try one other show I haven't been to before, maybe like a Burbank or like I don't know, what are some other, maybe a Nashville. I don't know. I wouldn't go to Nashville though if none of you guys were going, because I wouldn't want to just be there.
The only way we go to Nashville is if like you or Mikey were going. Like I would not go to that show anymore unless someone I 100% trusted was there with me and like we were setting up together, because that show's miserable without your friends. Like it is just not convenient. It's not really around anything. And they don't really love high-end dealers there, it feels like. I don't get the vibe they like us. A high-end dealer.
It's farther away, but have you locked in your stuff for the National?
I have a hotel.
Are you planning on setting up, or?
I would love to if I could get a table. Like,
I didn't know if you had that like carried over from last year or not.
No.
So if you don't set up, do you still go to the National?
I don't know. I think I'm at the point now where I would miss it a lot if I didn't go. I, at a minimum, would. I know our friends will have spots, and like I know that they would like let me sit there and like relax and hang out. But dude, I'm at the point now where like I don't know if I would want to. I think I would have to because it makes sense financially to go. But the Cleveland show is not convenient to anyone. It's going to be really spread out in a bad way for like trade nights and stuff like that. And I think it's going to honestly be a pretty bad National relatively compared to Chicago or even Atlantic City. As much as people did not like Atlantic City and felt like it wasn't safe, like it felt like people were still able to figure out like where and when to meet. I don't think it's going to happen that well in Cleveland.
Did you go to the last Cleveland National?
It was 2015. I had like just gotten into cards.
No, that was in
2017.
17. Yeah, that was my first National.
Okay, so I was in cards. I probably didn't have the money to do it like feasibly. I was 2017 is 7 years ago. I'm 27. 20. I was out of college. No, I was still in college. I was on summer break. I don't think I could have afforded to spend like $1,500 back then, $2,000 back then for 5 days or 3 days.
Whatever it was okay. I mean, the venue itself's a great venue. The issue is, like you kind of said, like you have to Uber there. It's near nothing. There's nothing to do there. It's Cleveland. The airport, I think the airport's relatively close, which is okay, but there's nothing to do outside of the show. I mean, and the thing is, you can't like leave. You can, but you can't like leave the show for like an hour, get lunch, go back to your hotel room, and come back. I mean, you can, but it's just super inconvenient compared to walking across the street into your hotel. You know,
I love Chicago.
Yeah, it's all right. I think I'll probably go just maybe for 2 nights and just hang out, walk around, buy some stuff. You know, maybe grade some stuff, but I don't think I'll be too crazy about it like years past where I've been super focused on like dealing and stuff. I think I'll treat it more as like a vacation mixed with business.
No one goes to Cleveland on vacation.
I know. As soon as I said that, I was waiting for a comment, but
yep. Thank you.
I think the vacation part's more of like seeing all you guys and like just getting some dinner and relaxing and stuff compared to like enjoying Cleveland.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Soul Too Early has 100% like fallen apart in a way. I mean, obviously, like, how do I say this nicely? Our group chat is a clique, and our clique has cliques within it. And it's the funniest way to say that is like, yeah, I mean, it's just like it's changed for the worse in some ways, and things will never be like they used to, but like who gives a shit? Like that's some high school girl shit. Like we're all like
it's
grown
cards. Who cares?
Yeah, like that's what it comes down to. Like I like everyone in that group chat. It's a shame that it's kind of changed for the worse. I hope that it goes back to what it could be. But like, yeah, dude, it's trading cards and we're all grown men. Like who freaking needs the clicks within it? Like I really try not to have an ego about things because once again, it's trading cards. Like I never played with LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant.
Are you sure?
Mike Trout. Yeah, unfortunately, somehow, some way, I never played with those people. Go figure. So like, I'm nothing special, dude. The only reason why people would think I was is because I make a okay podcast or I have money and I'm so freaking rich and successful and I'm so great. Like, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do at the end of the day? Like, who cares? I mean,
yeah. Dude,
do your thing, have fun,
make some money if you can,
travel a little bit, make some money.
That I think that was the main takeaway that Tyler had last week was like, dude, I traveled 7,000 miles to go sell and buy sports cards. Are you kidding me? Like, who does this?
Yeah.
And that was like the main lesson. That was like one of the things that he really touched on. And like, yeah, dude, like we have the ability to work in this incredible industry that gives us everything. Grow up, dude. Like it's sports cards. Don't take yourself too seriously. Like have fun when you can and enjoy it, but don't go on vacation in Cleveland.
I mean, it's not as much of a vacation, you know. It's just like chilling.
Yeah, in Cleveland, everyone's favorite place.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk on, Kai? Or I think we're good otherwise.
I think I'm good.
Yeah. One thing I'll end on. Now that we have a year's worth of footage on this podcast, I'm going to be very interested in seeing where we start in 2025. In one sentence, Kai, 2024 sports card industry is better than, worse than, or equal to 2023.
I'm going to say better than the second half of 2023.
I'm going to say that modern football and basketball will crater this year. I think that baseball, because Bowman Chrome, and like goats of stuff that's actually rare will soar. Not to 2020 heights, but like will actually hold up better than you might think. And to end on my thought, the reason why I think modern football and basketball will crater mostly is due to the fact that Panini will not have the licenses to produce top products for, will not have the ability to produce cards for top players, mostly patch autos and RPAs of like guys people.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, listen, gotta be fair, and maybe not nice, but I try to be fair. Thank you guys for watching or listening. If you made it this far, next week we'll do more of this. Bye.
All right, see you guys.